Minnesota's The Inside Scoop with your advocacy team, Toby Pearson, Aaron Bowie, and Todd Bergstrom. This week's host, Todd Bergstrom.
Hi, welcome to this week's edition of The Inside Scoop. My name's Todd Bergstrom and I am guest hosting today and would like to go over a few things that happened this week at the Capitol. So first, earlier this week, or I believe last night, the House passed the preemption bill out of one of their committees. That is a bill that would limit cities or civil divisions' ability to raise the minimum wage or make other changes to wage and benefits. We expect that will also move in the Senate and to be met with, obviously, discussion with the governor later this year. Also in the Senate, the governor presented his budget, or I should say he had staff present his budget. We testified in support of one of the provisions in the Department of Human Services governor's budget bill, and that would be the VBR, or Value-Based Reimbursement Reform slash policy update that the department is carrying. However, there are several items in the governor's budget that we opposed, and Toby Pearson testified as such. Those include increase in fees for housing and other home and community-based service settings. The AL report card that's in the governor's budget we testified against. While we certainly in our elderly waiver reform have and are advocating for performance measures for our members in the AL settings, this one calls for these settings to pay for it by having a fee assessed. In our bill, we asked the legislature to fund the activity, not to make it a fee-based activity. Finally, there's data collection on workforce again. You may recall the last couple of years we have worked to try and either modify or actually be in opposition of the DHS workforce collection program that they're trying to implement. This time it comes back, it's in the governor's budget, and Mr. Pearson testified against it for a variety of reasons. Finally, earlier this week in the House, I myself testified in favor of the value-based reimbursement proposal that we are carrying. And our bill is similar to the Department of Human Services. There are a couple of differences that we expect to have to work out. But in general, it should be viewed as a couple of things. First, it updates and modifies some of the existing language for the sake of clarity. For example, it adds nurse consulting, medical directors, and pharmacy consultants to the direct care definitions. Even though they're being treated as such, we believe it would be good just to have it as language included in statute. We also are trying to work on a way to allow our larger corporate members to have these costs allocated in a more efficient manner. Other things that we include in our bill are suspending the critical access nursing facility program for another 2 years. That creates a savings. Things that actually probably cost a little money. Well, one would be expanding some of the provisions of loan forgiveness or student loan debt under the scholarship program. There's a number of other items. I could go on and on about them, but I'm not going to. So if you'd like to know more, feel free to call me or any of your advocacy staff here at Care Providers in Minnesota. That's what I know. Thank you. Bye.